And now we're up to the part where you had to make the Pokemon Go sweater, because I remember this. I remember you like freaking out.
Dude, it was a tough day.
And I just remember you saying like, "Yo, where can I go to get this stitch?" So what you had to do was make that Pokemon Go. It was like the sweater of the character. It was like half red and half white.
Yeah, so it was like the Pokemon trainer. So Casey called me in.
Colin, like, can you grab a photo of that? Do you know what sweater we're talking about?
Say it again.
The Pokemon Go
if you
sweater?
type in like Casey Neistat Pokemon Go, there's a picture of him and Sean, like standing by the police car when we got pulled over, and like you'll see the outfit. I mean, oh, even that like the black. See that like the hoodie, the right one that's red and white. I had to make that. I can't believe they actually have that now.
So,
oh my god, I had to make that.
I remember you like asking me like, "Yo, where can I?"
This isn't like
tell him. Break down how you had to do this.
3 p.m.
Yes,
I'm sitting in his office,
fuck.
and he like gets mad at me. He's like, "How do you get around the city?" And I was like, "The subway." And he was like, "You don't have a bike." Remember, he was like mad that I didn't have a bike. And I was like, "It's 100. It was literally it was 95 degrees that day. It was like one of the hottest days of the summer." And he was like, "How do you not have a bike?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just took the subway here. Like, it's New York. A lot of people take the subway."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well," he like texted you, I guess, quickly, to be like, "Get Dillon a bike."
Yeah.
So then he's
we have like 5 bikes.
Yeah. He's like, "Get Dillon a bike." So he like shows me what he needs. He's like, "I need you to like make this outfit, make the Pokemon Go sweater."
Yeah.
He's like, "I can get the leggings and the shoes." And then he's like, "I need you to make the logo for it, so it's a patch on there."
This is just when Pokemon Go just came out.
Just took off.
Yep.
And he was like, "I need you to make this." He's like, "Your best bet is to probably buy a red sweatshirt and a white sweatshirt and then have them stitched together. So here's $100 in cash.
$100.
Take this to like a tailor, a seamstress in Chinatown, and they'll sort it for you. And then here's my credit card, and I need you to make a bunch of Pokeballs, and then I need you to make a huge Pokeball that someone can be literally carried in." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't even know what Pokemon is. Like in my head, I'm like, what's a Pokeball? Sorry, I just realized I've been cussing a lot.
No, you're good. Wait, Colin, so is that playing online on our stream?
Yeah, nobody can hear it, but I was just playing a little video so they could see this.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so that sweater, I remember you.
That sweater and those balls. So I went to Paragon Sports, bought a bunch of small little soccer balls, like little kids soccer balls.
I remember this, dude.
And then I bought like red and white duct tape.
Your wife was helping you.
And my wife ended up helping me. So then I had to ride this bicycle around all over town and find a red and a white hoodie from what was the place called? American Apparel?
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And ended up going to the American Apparel in Tribeca. They had them. Bought those. Went to the seamstress. Now it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Things are pushing. Casey's like, "Where you at? Where you at? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh my god." And I go to the seamstress in Chinatown. I go to multiple seamstresses in Chinatown, and they're like, "Oh, we can have it ready for you by like tomorrow at 6 p.m." And it's $400.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah, and it's $400. And I was like, I got $100 in cash, or like I think Casey gave me like 140 in cash, and I was like, I have 140 in cash. I need this done by 9 a.m. tomorrow. And they like laughed me out of their shops. So then I got all scared, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I went back to the studio. He was gone, and I didn't have your number, and I didn't have a buzzer to get back in the building, but I didn't know what to do with the bicycle. So I had this bike from Beam, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And literally, I've been riding around for like 3 hours now. It's hot, so hot outside. So I was like, okay, I'll just ride the bike home. So I rode the bike home, and then I was like nervous about taking the bike, and then I had all this stuff on me, and I was just freaking out. I was like, I don't know what to do. I got home, and I told my wife, I was like, I have an opportunity for a job, possibly, but I have to follow through. I have to finish this. I don't know what to do. So in a fit of like manic anxiety, I went to the Target in East Harlem and bought a sewing machine on Casey's card, and I was like, I'm gonna sew this stupid thing together. Like I took a textiles class in high school. I remember I sewed a pillow one time.
You could do this.
I can totally do this. And then I got home with the thing, and I was like, I don't even know how to thread a sewing machine. How am I gonna make this happen?
That's when reality just fucking sets in, and then you start. It's like 9 o'clock at night.
It's like almost pushing 10, and I'm like freaking out. And
it's for a big video.
People are flying in.
People are flying in. It's a production.
It's a whole thing.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. And Casey's like, send pictures of updates. And I don't have anything. I have nothing. So I sent him some pictures of like the Pokeballs that I made from soccer balls. And then I bought this tote. And then I like duct taped it to make it look like a Pokeball, right? And I sent them those. And that kind of like, I was kind of able to hold him off on that.
Kept them at bay.
And I was like, you know what? I got a friend of mine that's a designer that I met this guy on Model Mayhem shooting some stuff.
Model Mayhem.
Right?
Fuck.
And then through him, I met this other guy who was the designer, and I ended up shooting an event for him and then did like a video for him, and all like pro bono, right? All for free, because I was like,
yeah,
whatever. This is good for you and good for me. So I called him, and I was like, Elias, I'm in a pinch. I need you now. And he was, I probably shouldn't say his name because I'm going to say something that happened. But Jeffrey, was like, he was like,
nice. That was smooth.
That's a good smooth. It's the save right there. He was like, I can't. I've been awake for over a day now. He'd been partying the night before.
Yes.
And hadn't slept. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm about to fall asleep. And then I gave him like a quick rundown of what was happening.
Yeah.
And then he texts me. He's like, I feel bad for you because I feel like it's like a nightmare. And I was like, I am living in a nightmare right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if I'm going to fail or not. And I told him, I was like, I will pay you the $140 in cash, and I'll pay for your taxi to get to and from my apartment. Like, if you can come sew this together, right? And he came. He got to my apartment at like midnight. And he was like, champion. And he like took the two sweatshirts and blended them together. And then we made it like I bought like a JanSport backpack or something and ripped off the back logo, or Herschel, I can't remember. And then he made like the little logo for the Poke thing, like the Pokeball logo, Pokemon logo. Stitched that on the backpack, stitched that on a sweatshirt, made the sweatshirt, and it was perfect because it was like imperfect. It wasn't like phenomenally great.
But on video it looked good.
But on video it looked great. It was very like aesthetically Casey.
Yeah.
And it was, we had to do it like in a quick time crunch. Casey's emailing me at like 1 a.m, and then I'm awake or we don't finish until 4 or 4:30.
So you're just up with your friend,
just
Jeffrey.
getting all this together, and you know, my wife's helping like tape these Pokeballs together.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember like she was there late.
We were up all night.
Yeah,
and
I remember
then
that
Casey
shit.
ends up texting me at like 5 a.m. So he's emailing me like at midnight or 1, and then he's texting me at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I'm like, dude, this guy does not sleep.
Fucking madman.
Madman. And he's telling me that I need to rent a van and get a van and then get a couple other things. And I was like, okay. So I went to sleep at like 4:30 or 5 and woke back up at like 7 or 8 and had to go across town, get the van, got my wife to come with me. We drove the van to the studio. She's finishing touches, taping the balls and stuff together. And then Casey's like, I need you to like spray paint Pokeboard and Pika board on the boosted boards, and I need them in half an hour. And I was like,
in the Pokemon font.
In the Pokemon font. So I had to like freehand the Pokemon font. I had to like look up Pokemon font, which I didn't even know was a thing, on my phone, and then like freehand it on some like
I remember helping you look for that font or something.
Yeah, and then
it does.
So then I had to like freehand it, cut it out on some like I don't know what I used, cardboard or something, and then spray paint it quickly.
Like you made a stencil.
I made a stencil, and then I had to spray paint it.
This is all within a half hour.
Yeah, it's all within like a half hour.
That's right.
And then Sean shows up.
Sean Duras
shows up, and then Casey's there.
Oh, and you have to get the Pikachu outfit too.
No, they already had that. Casey had ordered that already.
Okay,
Casey had ordered that Pikachu outfit already. And then I thought my day was done. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna go home and sleep because I'm exhausted.
What time is it at this point?
Now it's like we're approaching like 11 or noon.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, my day's done. And I was so tired. And Casey's like, okay, Dillon, let's go. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I'm the driver for the day. And then we drove around. We ended up getting pulled over by the cops. I got a ticket. And the funny thing is, while we were getting the ticket, I was getting the citation, the police officer asked to take selfies with Casey. And I was like, how is this? Like, just give us a warning.
Give me a break.
Just give me a break. You're taking selfies with the guy. Like literally, like these 2 police officers pulled us over because we were hanging outside of the van, like cameras, the back door was open, it's a whole mess. And since I was a driver, I'm the one that gets in trouble. And the 2 police officers are mad at us, and then like their sergeant showed up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, my kids love you. You're Casey Neistat. Can I take a selfie?" And it was like, how bizarre. And then it worked. And then it just like transitioned into I was then running that Annex studio. He was like, good work today. Everything was great. And then
the Annex studio being 206.
206.
This is before Sam, just for everybody listening. This is before Sam was there. This is before Patrick. This is the beginning of that studio.
Yeah. And then it transitioned into me building it all out.